Happy new moon. Happy new moon, happy new moon. Heldisha, Julie Cakes, Cloud Sierra, 111, Paris Sky, Metal Horse, Swan Stray, Maya P. Happy new moon, happy new moon. Gonna break down these energies through the houses real quick. See how these influences, where y'all been picking up on these influences at today, all right? So the new moon is gonna peak today around 3 o'clock. And then we're gonna feel this influence leading into tomorrow, all right? You know, new moons, new sense of opportunity, all right? Is a sense of newness in your life, period. So it's always gonna be something to feel like that it's being refreshed, something that's feeling like it's being cleansed around this time. Now, we know the new moon opens up spaces for opportunity for new people, places, and things to come into your life. But when we look at the transits to the house, we're seeing what areas of life specifically, you know, all this contact with all these energies are taking place, where they're resonating at. All right. Life of Shah, Mrs. KG, Chachi. All right. So, you know, let's just jump right into it. Taurus risings. All right. Taurus risings, new moon and the sun transit in the first house right now. You have a whole new sense of security when it comes to your personal life, how you're dealing with people, places, and things in your personal life. When it comes to your personal endeavors and how you want to personally express yourself, all of these energies have been, you know, cultivated into more practical formulas for you around this season. You've been forced to do things with more, in a more stable way personally. Okay. Now the new moon that's your natural personality, but this season helps you to get your personal issues back organized, back grounded. All right. Helps you to get money management back together too, for you Taurus risings. Now, when we look at this new moon harmonizing with, Pluto and Capricorn, all right? When it comes to the transformation that you're looking for in your personal life, these are the influences you're going to be picking up on today. These are the influences you're going to be picking up leading into tomorrow and the rest of the week. New ways to bring transformation into your personal life to help you feel more stable personally, Taurus risings. Y'all know that's what y'all seek in y'all personal life. Y'all like dealing with people that can come off reliable, Taurus risings. So when we look at Pluto harmonizing to the first house, Pluto is gonna bring transformation to whatever it's touching. All right. So if you got the new moon transiting your first house right now, certain personal habits you may have, you're a Taurus rising. So you got Venus ruling your first house. It may be times that you overindulge into certain things you like, love, that you value, you know, whatever shopping habits, whatever personally is Venus in that first house. Certain things you may have stabilized into reality that you have to learn to deal with more moderation, Taurus rising. So with Pluto harmonizing, this is giving opportunities for you guys to pick up on influences today and throughout the week to help y'all understand, okay, this is what I need to place more moderation on. This is what I need to gain more balance with. This whole Taurus season was showing me that, you know, my personal goals could be situated better if I didn't allow the things that I tend to put me in imbalances. All right. So Pluto harmonizing there is going to help you out there personally. Okay. And then when we look at the new moon harmonizing with Neptune in Pisces transiting y'all first house, this is going to be helping y'all to see new creative ways to deal with your personal issues. A whole bunch of y'all probably woke up this morning. Once again, Neptune brings a sense of optimism, belief, faith, you know, possibilities. It's dealing with the subconscious, is a spiritual energy. So it doesn't let you get stuck in things in reality. All right. It doesn't allow you to, you know, succumb to the things in reality. It forces you to think beyond what's going on in your reality. So this sense of belief is hitting your personal life right now, Taurus risings. This sense of faith of what you can do is hitting your personal, your first house right now. So this is what you're being forced to react to. The whole day you probably just been daydreaming on the things you feel like you could get into motion in reality. Probably been daydreaming a little bit today, just like feeling aspired like a motherfucker. Like goddamn, like shit. I kind of been learning some shit this season. The sun transit in your first house. So it's a whole new awareness of how you're doing things personally. But the new moon is bringing that influence of Pluto, of transformation into this first house and how you want to do things personally. Y'all got Taurus risings. Y'all probably entertaining different haircuts and different like shit like that right now too. In the first house with Neptune hitting there and Pluto getting a little transformation aspect. Y'all might want a little different look right now, Taurus risings. Second house, all right? Aries risings. Right now with the new moon transit in the second house, Aries risings, new moon loves to be here. This is influencing you to be open and to set new intentions when it comes to how you deal with your value system. This whole season, Aries risings, you've been learning about the people, places, and things that you value way more. There's been way more clarity about what to value, what not to value. There's been way more clarity on the creative attributes you have that you feel like you can offer to the world. It's been something that you probably been working on with other people or whatnot, or something that you've been doing that in your job, in your career. And this season you started realizing, you probably realized your gift through the career you're in. You probably just realized you good at that by people you were associated with. So this season was helping y'all to come into awareness when it comes to what you feel like you have that you could use and what you could stabilize some more. If you could sing, if you could start getting that to be something more stable in your life. If you know how to write, if you could start writing books, something more stable in your life. Everything with I like to say the second house is dealing with your talents. It's dealing with your talents. When I'm dealing with, when people asking me questions, DMing me questions for things dealing with music and artistry, second house is in that formula. I'm going to point out that second house, Lord. I'm going to tell you to look at that second house. What sign is in your second house? Whatever sign you got in that second house, find the planet that rules that sign. That's the house ruler. All right? Find that planet. Whatever planet that house is in, your second house, Lord, your creativity be stimulated all over there. You value that area. All right? You're willing to support that area in some type of shape or form. Okay? So for my Taurus, for my Aries risings, you had to come, you was getting more hands-on with that area. But overall, the second house, all right, what you feel like you have, your talents. This may have been a season where you guys was really forced to get stable and not neglect, just knowing that you have this talent, just knowing you have this creative attribute. You was forced to find a way to plan on it. You was probably seeing other people working that shit and being like, damn, I'm more creative than that. I know I'm not that experienced, but I know I'm more creative than that. So a lot of them situations that's making you, Drea, you got Taurus in your chart. Everybody got Taurus in their chart somewhere. All right. You're going to have to pull your joint up on. Matter of fact, I got your joint. I'm going to send you something after this. But, that's why I recommend the Astro theme. You feel me? Y'all could just make an account. Y'all could go up on there and y'all could click on signs, click on planets. If you're not that familiar with symbols, and this is how you become more familiar, all right? So, or besides pulling up symbol keys, planet keys, all right? Sign keys as you're looking at your chart so you can see where the constellations are at and whatnot. But when we looking at Aries risings, this is where this influence is going to be. This is where y'all going to be feeling this influence at. It's going to be hitting y'all in the self-esteem department. Okay? Now Neptune is going to be hitting this house. So you guys are going to be stimulated with some creative outlooks, with some optimistic outlooks when it comes into how you're dealing with your talents, your traits, what you're working on right now, your value system. All right? It may be some different outlooks, different perspectives you have looking at what you're creatively into right now. Okay, especially how you dealing with career. Especially how you dealing with career with this new moon transit in this house. Like I said, y'all really feeling the faith and belief aspect heavy here because the moon already likes to be in this house. So it's already gonna pump up the self-esteem. The moon is already gonna put you in a space to understand what your self-worth right now, Aries risings, like, is really gonna put y'all in that space. So with it making contact with Neptune, now you looking at your creative attributes. Now you looking at what you trying to work on or what you trying to do career-wise. You not really seeing no limits to it. You understanding time is gonna be needed, but you ain't really seeing no limitations. All right, so that's the positive, healthy spectrum to be on with the these energies transit in the second house. Okay, Pluto's making contact to this house. Pluto's making contact to this house. So there may be certain things, Aries rising, when it comes to your value system that, you know, this season was influencing you to understand this shouldn't be in our value system, or this is you push the desire into your value system. You overvaluing a desire, you overvaluing, you know, something that's throwing you off course. So Pluto's gonna help you during this influence today. Y'all might have woke out the bed today with that moon making contact with Pluto, and y'all might have been like, okay, I think this the last week I'm gonna be fucking with that shit. I think this the last week I'm gonna be giving this person this time, place, and energy, because I keep my value system was getting checked all season long. All right, Pisces rising. Okay, third house. And with the Taurus rising, you guys do have this new moon is making contact with Saturn. All right, this new moon is making contact with Saturn, and it's making contact with Jupiter. All right, in squares. So in these houses, there's gonna be a lot of things that you see endless possibilities to. There's gonna be things we have optimistic outlooks on with this new moon transit in the house. But we are going to see the limitations to it. We're all going to see, once again, where we got to put time into it. What obstacles they may come with. But Neptune is really coming through right now, giving us that whole optimism. That's why I fucks with Neptune. I got Neptune on my ascendant. So this is why, me personally, I live in La La Land. I don't be knowing what's going on. This is why I understand Pisces. Like, I don't be knowing what be going on in the world. You got heavy Neptune energy, you got heavy Pisces energy. Yeah, sometimes I get it. You're not here. I really get this shit. All right? But with us having this contact with Neptune, wherever you have the new moon transiting, this is helping you to look at your limitations, like, or your quote unquote limitations, or your obstacles, or, you know, like, you looking at them right now, like, that shit just a matter of time. Like, we gonna handle that. I know I could develop an idea to work around that. All right, that's how Neptune is coming through OD right now. So where we at? Pisces risings, Gemini, third house. So Taurus in the third house. You had to look at your familiar surroundings and a lot of your friendships and the people you around, Pisces risings, through more realistic lenses this season. All right, you're seeing way more of a reality to the relationships and friends that you have. You're seeing way more of the reality to certain things that you have made familiar to you. Certain habits you've developed that are now familiar, that once was not familiar. And during Taurus season, you realize, like, damn, I do this every day now. Positive or negative. But you realizing, like, damn, I do this every day now. I move this person, place, or thing into my third house. Taurus season helped me to see that. So once these things became familiar, you started seeing if how much you really value these things. All right. When we look at you, Pisces rises, and y'all know y'all real personally open-hearted. Y'all know y'all can connect with others easy personally. Once they give you a mutual interest vibe, it's like, okay, I could rock with this person. They don't feel like somebody is gonna alter my vibe too much. You feel me? Pisces is always gonna be understanding. You got Pisces in the sun, moon, rising. So but when it comes to that third house, you got Taurus in the third house. There's going to be a support system when it comes to siblings in some type of shape or form, Pisces. Y'all got that, y'all do got Gemini in the fourth, though. Pisces, y'all do got Gemini in the fourth, so sometimes it get a little mixy in the household. Sometimes it be a little too much going on in the household. A little too much gossip, a little too much sly talk. Pisces risings be having them households. All them memes y'all see on Thanksgiving, like everybody roasting each other in the family on Thanksgiving, like making fun of each other's personal life on Thanksgiving. You see all the memes be on Instagram. That's those Pisces rising households. With that Gemini in the fourth house. All right. I was being too genuine people and playing the victim role. We doing the work though. You're acknowledging it. So yeah, with that Taurus in the third house, there's gonna be some support from your familiar surroundings in some type of shape or form, Pisces. There's always like something in your something that a habit or something you developed early in childhood that you can lean on, make you feel stable. Might be a creative endeavor. Third house is dealing with ideas, communication, people, creativity, knowledge. So a lot of times y'all could rely on these things to feel stable. But with this new moon transiting here, y'all have a whole new sense of security with how y'all deal with y'all familiar friends. A whole new sense of security because you might have moved some friends around. You might have realized you had to move this friend into this space. Like, damn, no hard feelings, but I realized I only could do this shit with you. Like, I only could do this much with you. Like, you might have had to make some of the decisions, Pisces risings with these type of transits. So, but this is helping you to feel more secure with what's going on in your personal life. This is helping you to clear some space. You had to do some of that to clear some space, which for these new moon opportunities, because that might have been smothering you a little bit too much. You might have some familiar friends. You might have some siblings that you a real support system. You the real support system for them. All right, with that Taurus in the third house. Now. So yeah, with the new moon transiting here, whole new ways dealing with how you communicate to others, whole new realistic ways of dealing with siblings and familiar friends, and how you about to stabilize some form of familiar knowledge that you have, a familiar creative attribute that you have, third house, and how you can make that something stable, how to keep that more in motion. This is an air house, so a lot of adjustments could have been a lot of mental adjustments here. You guys realizing you had to start thinking about things differently. Now the new moon is harmonizing with Neptune. So when you have Neptune hitting this third house, wherever you have Pisces at, it's going to be a lot of creativity from that house. Y'all got Pisces, hitting this, y'all first house. You're talking about Pisces rising. I'm bugging out. When it comes to y'all first house and this third house right now, there's a lot of things that's going on in your first and third house when it comes to your personal life and your familiar surroundings that you've been learning this whole season how to find balance with. All right, making you may have felt like there were certain things in your surroundings that was playing out as blockages for things you want to personally do, and you found more ways to make them two work for each other or not distract each other. So keep that in motion. Trust them new ways of dealing with personal life and people that you do fuck with, people you do care about, you connected to. Neptune is helping you look at your Neptune hitting that Neptune with the new moon transiting your third house. A lot of new creative ways to deal with how y'all gonna communicate some familiar information that y'all have. Maybe something y'all may have been placed in some situations to truly enlighten others right now. Some new information with some new ways of looking at things right now. With Neptune harmonizing in the third house. So, be careful not building too much responsibility. All right. Over there, Pisces rising. Okay. You teach somebody a little something when let the people be hungry for the knowledge. Let entertain the ones that's hungry, that's eager to learn from you. All right? That's how you protect your energies. You don't allow yourself to exhaust too much, Pisces risings. So this is the new clarity. This is the new sense of reality you got about your friends and familiar surroundings moving into, as this energy transits out this third house. Now, Aquarius risings. Aquarius risings. Antonia, what's going on, beloved? So, fourth house. This was a whole emotional reset for you. Taurus season was a whole emotional reset for you. With the sun transiting in the fourth house, there was a lot of things that you were seeing, that you were entertaining, that was really overwhelming your emotional state. You may have looked cool on the outside, especially you got a certain sun moon. I mean, well, yeah. Depending on your sun and moon, you probably had a certain projection, but with the sun transiting, all these energies transiting your fourth house, you may have gravitated to more solitude during this season. You may have really wanted to be to yourself some more to this season, to be to your own feelings and thoughts about things this season, because this was the area you was trying to get stable. You was trying to get emotionally stable. And you had to realize what is it that you was valuing and what you was valuing and what you was not valuing. That was altering how you deal with the emotions during this season. So with the new moon transiting here, you know, with it making these alignments with Neptune, you know, you have a lot of things that was playing out as burdens on the emotional well-being. You have a whole new positive way of dealing with these things now. Regardless how you came into this season, there's a way more optimistic way on how you're dealing with things that was affecting your emotional well-being. You have a new sense of security when it comes to how you deal with the emotions. With Taurus in the fourth house, there's already some type of support system in the family and home environment in some type of shape or form. May not probably have the best relationship with your parents or with your siblings, but in some type of shape or form, there'd be support there. Or it was stable. Or if you ain't have shit, you could there's something that you developed in the home that you can lean on. Okay? But Aquarius risings have to deal with a lot of reality in the household though. So it's like, it's Venus here. So there's some love, there's some understanding to a degree, but it could be tough love, stubborn love. A lot of unconditional love, even though you clash a lot maybe with your parents and your family in some type of shape or form. So, you know, coming into this season, solutions were developed on how to bring more understanding to this area, but also with how you deal with your emotions on your own, period. Okay? Nah, I'm just I'm just going through the houses real quick, all right, just to let y'all guys know, you know, where exactly y'all picking up these influences at. And then, yeah, we could get into a brief Q&A after. I've heard something. Earth, make them conjunct or trine. You say you have Earth signs. You have Venus and Saturn in Earth signs. So the houses, whatever sign that is gonna be making contact basically with this new moon and sun too. So it's gonna be trining them energies. All right. Does that make, yeah, it's going to be trining. It's going to be conjunct. If these signs are in Taurus, then they're conjuncting. The sun and moon are making contact in a conjunction with these energies. So they hovering right on top of your energy. But if they in Virgo or they in Capricorn, I'm pretty sure it's Saturn in Capricorn and Venus in Capricorn. So yeah, it would be trining. So whatever area you got Venus and Saturn in, it's going to be, you have a whole new clarity on how to connect and react to the things that you value in that house. The things that you already been feeling like your whole life, you got to support and appreciate in that house. And you got Venus and Earth signs, so there's something that you always working on. And when you're not working on it, that stresses you out. You be frustrated when you're not working on it, because that's what kind of gives you a sense of pleasure. Seeing some progress, seeing results. Venus and Capricorn people, oh, they motherfucking love seeing some goddamn results from some work. It's almost like a high. It's almost like a little high for them. Venus energy, wherever your Venus energy, you get you a little high over there. That's why you can get attached and open doors to where Venus is at. It's dealing with sensuality, ecstasy, sex. Like, so this whole season was helping you readjust your value system in all different types of ways. Saturn in Taurus, Venus in Virgo. Okay, so boom, you got a whole grand earth trine going on in your John right now. Well, you ain't got no planets in Taurus, I believe, but I mean not in Taurus, in Capricorn. So you got the sun and the moon's conjunct your Saturn. So whole new ways to deal with reality for you overall. A bunch of new things you got to see. You got to put restrictions on. The sun is bringing awareness and putting a flashlight on your Saturn. Your Saturn is always trying to show you what to put restrictions on. You in the Saturn and Taurus generation. So you got to learn how to, build in reality, but learn how to overindulge in what you grow in reality. Keep it moving. Build here. All right, boom. Build a support system here. Not overindulge in what grows here or my fruits of labor. Learn how to deal with moderation in anything you build in reality. And you got Venus and Virgo. So that's going to be, these energies is going to be trining, what the house that you got Virgo in. So a lot of the things that you value and you appreciate when it comes to Virgo is schedule, routine, is putting things in order, is having some information about what you're about to do, what you're about to plan on, who you about to connect to. All right. So the sun and moon is helping you to develop a whole new sense of clarity when it comes to how you deal with that house that you have being Virgo in, and how you deal with your love language. You may be picking up on a lot of energy, seeing how you may have been overexerting yourself for someone, or seeing what type of energies have been reciprocated from somebody you're dealing with. If you just overwhelming yourself with love, you just overwhelming yourself trying to work on a relationship, appreciate a relationship, all right? Because that could be the heavy spectrums that you're dealing with when you talk about Venus and Virgo. You value and appreciate working on things. You value and appreciate things within career. You value, appreciate how you build stability and security in your life. You value and appreciate having resources, dealing with people that have resources and information you can use. But the love language, you could be really critical of your own love language and the people that you're connecting to. It'd be hard to let go at times. You could feel like you could feel like, I could work this relationship a little toxic, but I could work on this shit. We could get this shit back on track. It could be a little hard to just move on. Now you're like, I could work on this shit. Because it's about, give me 2 years. I know it ain't gonna be I know it's a tall task, but come on, Venus and Virgo, give it up. Give that one up, man. Give that one up. Y'all feel like y'all could fix any. Venus and Mercury and Virgos feel like they could fix anything. Y'all feel like y'all could fix anything. And y'all do be fixing a lot of shit, but sometimes our powers be gassing us. There's some things we just can't fix. All right. So that's what we Aquarius rising. So the new moon is making contact with Neptune in this 4th house. All right. Y'all got the new moon transit in the 4th house. So the moon loves to be here. The moon loves to be here. This is home. It gets to take all its nurture, its care, its understanding, its ability to respond and react. And it takes all of that and puts it in the heart chakra. It takes all of that and put that towards people, places, and things it cares about. It puts that towards its peace of mind, its emotional well-being. All right, so a heavy emphasis. Probably wanted to get into a meditative state today. You guys probably not really trying to deal with too much other heavy energies or external energies last night and today, because y'all got the new moon transit in the 4th house. You responding to this right here. You reflecting on everything that was impacting this right here during Taurus season with the sun transit in the 4th house. People, places, and things that was making you feel imbalanced emotionally. All right, you was realizing Taurus in the 4th house. Y'all was realizing, Aquarius rising, y'all was realizing how uncomfortable y'all feel when y'all not working on things that y'all want to do career-wise or business. Y'all was realizing you don't be having random, it just don't be random mood swings. You just kind of frustrated you wasn't working on something the way you're supposed to be working on. You just looking at, because Taurus in the 4th house need some stability to feel secure, Aquarius risings. Don't think I don't know. You got Aquarius risings. Aquarius already don't deal with emotions, period. Aquarius when I say they don't deal with emotions, everybody got feelings. Everybody got emotions, but they not allowing themselves to, the Aquarius constellation itself is not, it looks at people who allow the emotions, like Aquarius look at people that allow the emotions to dictate every situation and just wear their emotions on the sleeve and don't do nothing logical. Aquarius look down on them type of people. Aquarius, sun, moon, risings look down on them type of people. They look at that as like they kind of make like, you peasant. You just let the emotion dictate everything. Make rid of this person. Like you some fucking king or queen or some shit. Aquarius. That's the way y'all be talking to us. Y'all be talking to us Aquarius, sun, moon, or goddamn risings. Y'all be talking to us, y'all be talking to niggas like they peasants. So, Aquarius already ain't dealing with allowing emotions to make them. They're not gonna allow themselves to sink into vibes and emotions where they can't think about a situation, where they feel like they can't strategize a situation. It could be certain things that you'll see happen to Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. You'll be thinking like, God damn, you all right? You good? They like, nah, I'm good. As long as I got a brain, I'm gonna think my way out this shit. As long as I ain't brain dead, I'm gonna think my way out this shit. Doctor said I'm paralyzed? Goddamn. Alright, I'm gonna think my way out this shit. I'm gonna get my body back active. Fuck that. Fuck is these niggas talking about? Damn, I'm talking to Jesus. I died? What happened? I was in a car accident? Hold on, Jesus. Where the bathroom at? Oh, I'm good? I'm in heaven? Alright, yeah, where the bathroom at? Nigga in the bathroom in heaven. Like, I'm gonna think my way out this shit. I'm gonna get back to earth. It don't matter what it is. Aquarius gonna use the one thing about that Aquarius, they gonna think their way out some shit. So, but when we get into the fourth house, I say that to say this, because when we get into the fourth house, you got Taurus in there. So whatever's in your fourth house, whatever sign you have in your fourth house, that energy has a whole lot to do with what makes you comfortable or what you feel like you gotta, learn to deal with to feel more emotionally stable. All right. So Taurus in the fourth house, Aquarius risings, when it comes into the things dealing with career, their sense of security, period, how much money they making, how stable they are, how easy they taking care of their bills. That makes an Aquarius rising feel comfortable. That makes, depending on where the moon is at too. But Taurus in the fourth house, having some material things, being able to pay for some of the things they want to take care of. Fuck people. I got my sound system. Aquarius rising. Because you got Saturn in the fourth house, so you're already dealing with being personally restricted and separated from others and doing things on your own time. So you one of the signs that could get comfortable being a loner, period. You get comfortable having a small circle. So that Taurus in the fourth house, as long as I got my gadgets and gadgets, my material things, my snacks, my sound system, I got my motherfucking shit. What they call that? I got my illegal cable set up. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. Aquarius and Scorpio is gonna have some illegal cable. Aquarius and Scorpio is gonna have some illegal cable. They're gonna have some cable they ain't paying for. All right, my bad. I ain't mean to tell on y'all like that. Don't worry, ain't nobody watching me. All right. Shit. Can't even call. Ain't even no illegal cable no more. That's a couple of years ago. Illegal. Everybody got motherfucking what they call them shits. What they call them shits, y'all? Hold on. I'm in the middle of a vid. So, somebody put it in the comments. Somebody put it in the comments. What's the shit? Y'all know what I'm thinking about? The shit where you don't need cable. You got all the channels and the shit. Everybody got that fire sticks. Aquarius, a goddamn Scorpio Aquarius made fire sticks. They made them shits. Yo, Antonia, that's crazy because I seen you on YouTube breaking down Dr. Umar. I ain't know Dr. Umar was a Scorpio rising, but I knew he a Leo sun. So I'm like, yo, when you got Leo and Scorpio and that sun moon rising, them niggas is gonna take some shit in the dark and put that shit in the light, like. And look at his whole teaching style. Look at his whole personality and how he filters it through his sun. Like, Scorpio and Leo in that sun moon rising is going to be exposing something. The way they teach, the way they express things, what they're going to be taking something from the dark and putting that shit in light. And I hope they set up Dr. Umar versus Kevin Samuels. I hope we get to see that debate or whatever the fuck y'all gonna call that shit. Cause them niggas, let me not even get on them too. Cause I used to be a big fan of Dr. Umar. I used to really be studying a lot of his videos about like, I used to be studying a lot of his videos about psychology and the black family, you know, things impacting young black males. You know, for those of y'all that watched his studies, you know, everything that he's for, special education being, you know, black kids being taken advantage of in special education. I'm like, God damn, this brother is, what the fuck? Why don't everybody know about this nigga? We ain't have a leader like this in a minute. Like, so this was like back when I was, it's like when I was like, you know, 19, 20. I'm like, God damn, Umar a beast. But then I got off of it a little bit, started paying attention to little things, and then a couple years later, I'm like, damn, Umar's a meme. People be making fun of Umar. Every time I see something about Dr. Umar on Instagram or social media is a joke. I'm like, how he become a joke? How he become something funny so quick? And now with this Kevin Samuels dude, he just came out of nowhere with his perspectives about quote-unquote modern day women. And people have a whole lot of mixed feelings about the guy. And he's being super criticized and whatnot. You know, everybody and their mother is a motherfucking love coach. Everybody and their mother is a motherfucking love coach and love guru today. You know, so I just put them two motherfuckers on camera, let them debate, please. Please. I might pay to watch that shit. That shit's gonna be comedy. I tell you straight up, that shit's gonna be comedy. Prime time. But enough about them two. You know, Umar just gonna be going off like my brother. See, my thing about you, my brother. See, I sit back and I'm really out here doing the work. So I'm not really paying attention to these so-called YouTubians like you. All right? I'm really sitting back here doing the real work. And my consciousnness just led me to what's going on over here with you guys. You know, there's a few of you guys on YouTube, especially you, Mr. Samuels, because you say you're what are you, a doctor? What are you're some type of image consultant. That's what you say. Yeah, so yeah. But my brother, as I'm over here doing the real work, you just putting all black women down, my brother. It just rubs my spirit the wrong way, my brother. And I can't, you know, me being a leader for my people the way I am, I can't sit back and let that rock, my brother. Kevin Samuels will be sitting there the whole time. Okay. You done? You done? Okay, you're not done. Okay. All right, you done now, Mr. Umar? Okay. Now, to talk more realistically, Kev Samuels is just gonna let that nigga go. Y'all know if y'all ever seen Kev Samuels, you know he just gonna let that he gonna let that nigga go. So now that I have a chance to speak, since you were over talking me when I tried to make my first point, because you call yourself a intellectual black man, but you're obviously showing that, you know, you may miscomprehend how to conduct yourself in an intellectual conversation. Now that I have the floor to speak, Mr. Umar, let's pinpoint, you know, because I deal with facts. I deal with facts. All right. I deal with information. I deal with stats. So let's pinpoint the things you have done for the black family, Mr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, they call you Dr. Umar Johnson. All right. So like them niggas, I pay for that shit. Put that shit on pay-per-view. Put that shit on pay-per-view. And that just goes to say, when it comes to any teachers, when it comes to any teachers, any influencer, all right, facts, send money for my donations. When it comes to any teachers, listen, y'all, we gotta take everybody with a grain of salt. This off of TV, we can't make this shit up. Y'all just enjoy the show. Coming for Moon and Venus and Leo. Being a Libra rising, I so wrong with you, sorry. Can't be like, how much you weigh? Dr. John. It's like, you say you're a leader for the black family. You have 2 kids by 2 different so-called black queens, you would say, per se. Yeah, black queens. But it seems like your kingdom is unstable, Mr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, excuse me. So they say. It looks like you need to practice some sexual discipline, Dr. Umar Johnson. That's what it looked like. That's what I would tell you if you called my show. You can look at my comments. I'm obviously doing something right, Dr. Johnson. You can look at my subscribers. All right? 6 engagements. Nigga start pulling out his stats. All right, back to the energies, man. Can't believe it. Them fools took me 10 minutes off the reading. So, when we're looking at Aquarius risings, we know things dealing with career and how connected you are to being able to work on the things you truly value and how you allow yourself to dive into the things you truly value with Taurus in your 4th house. That's what makes you the most stable. And that's something you was gaining more of an awareness of with the sun transit in the 4th house. But with the new moon here, we have Neptune harmonizing with this 4th house. So way more creative ways to, are you a high value man? We have... Now I can't even look at the comments. Now I can't even look at the comments right now. We got the Neptune harmonizing with the 4th house. You feel me? So, way more optimistic ways to look at any shortcomings when it comes to your emotional well-being in this 4th house. All right? Way more optimistic ways on looking at issues within the family and home environment right now in the 4th house. Way more optimistic ways, creative outlooks on how you could deal with what's making you stable in the 4th house. So if it is some career, it is something you're working on, Taurus in the 4th house, it is something you're trying to grow, creative endeavor, something you're trying to grow that you really care about because it's in your 4th house. You know? Way more optimistic ways of seeing that. And with Pluto making contact here, you know, you hear the... Yo. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, see, like, nope, because that really gonna make me go there. We ain't going there. You can answer, and Tony, you can answer that question for yourself. I don't gotta answer that. My energy speaks for itself. But when we look at Pluto aligning with this house, all right? When we're looking at Pluto aligning with this house, things that have transformed your emotional well-being. You know, Pluto real turbulent, man. Pluto and Mars, real turbulent. Like when you have them in soft spot areas or relationship areas, they shake up the room a little too much. All right, you too aggressive sometimes. So Pluto harmonizing with the 4th house is helping you to be more realistic about what decisions you have to make with some family members, Aquarius rising, or how you deal with the emotions. But it's gonna be things that's gonna be in your face though. All right. It's going to be things from the Pluto's retrograde. It's going to be things from the past that have happened in the family home environment. And when these issues come up, you have to have a more wiser outlook with this new moon going on how you deal with people, places, and things you care about in a family home environment. All right. Now, Aquarius risings, Capricorn risings. Okay. Taurus in the 5th house. With Taurus in the 5th house, you know, when it comes to How you deal with, what's the fifth house? The fifth house is creative expression, artistic expression, childlike activity. You know, astrologers like to say this how deal with children. Yes, children deal with creation. Okay. I like to say it's also, but the childlike energy in you, the child within you. Not so much dealing with, yeah, there's some transits alignments we could look at with things here in the fifth house and to see like maybe if, you know, it would be a good time for you to have a child or some things we could look at with that. But the fifth house is your youthful like energy though. So people with a lot of planets in the fifth house, or people that have Leo stelliums, a lot of planets in Leo, or just being a motherfucking Leo, it could be real youthful, energy-wise. Their character is always real youthful. They could connect with the youth. They could be however many years old. They still got a lively energy. That's that uncle, that auntie, that grandparent that's just with the times, could connect with the young better than the parents is connected with the young. It's like, goddamn, my grandkid, my mother just gets along with my son and my grandfather. That nigga be knowing more of the music than the shit going on today. I be at work. I don't be knowing what they call them, little. Oh, little baby. Yeah, I don't know, baby little baby, biggie small, same thing. They all the same to me. But yeah, what's the other ones? what's their other names? Cause they all the babies. It's like 3 babies, right? It's like 3 babies. They got the big baby, little baby, the baby, right? All right, yeah, all the same to me, motherfucker. I know certain generations don't be knowing. I know certain generations just be looking at some of the names of motherfuckers in the game today. How many motherfucking babies is it? Is there any grown-ups rapping? Is any adults rapping anymore? There used to be some adults in the game too. Babies is taking over the rap. Babies is taking over the hip hop. Living in some different times right now, y'all. All right. So, but when it comes to the fifth house, with the new moon transiting here, first of all, y'all had the sun transit in the fifth house. Let's really talk now. The sun is home in the fifth house. So this whole season, y'all was being pushed to be on the stage. This whole season, y'all was being pushed to put shit in the light. This whole season, you was being influenced to be more expressive about your shit, Capricorn rising. Okay? Are you sure you're not? Nah, y'all know I just be goofing with y'all, man. But when we look at that fifth house, this is what you was being influenced the whole Taurus season. You know, Taurus is earth, but the fifth house is a creative house, fire house. This house dealing with another house, influence your creativity. Okay? Another house, I would correlate. This is another house I would correlate dealing with music, dealing with anything on a creative level, but specifically things dealing with you entertaining others. This house has a whole lot on how you like to be entertained too. You dating somebody, check that fifth house out. See their house lord of that fifth house. A lot of them things entertain them. You'll know what movie to take them to. You'll know what type of, you'll know what type, it's some type of shape or form. You'll know exactly what to throw on when it's Netflix and chill time. You probably don't want to really watch it, but but you'll know what to set the vibe with. And the fifth house is like how motherfuckers like to be entertained. Okay? You got air in that fifth house. You may like a lot of shit dealing with relationships, communication, dialogue, things you got to pay attention to. You feel me? You know, really nice scripts. It's like you got a lot of air in them firehouses. You're gonna be even when you jump into being creative, you know, you may like putting the dialogue of things together or like paying attention to how the writers made the conversation in that scene. You got air in this house. You got earth in this house. All right. When it comes to things, shit, you may like a lot of money motivation shit in your music. You may like a lot of things dealing with getting in out the mud, how people built things up from nothing type of movies. Woo! Yup. Paid in Full, Scarfaces, Pursuit of Happiness. That's y'all shit. Earth Risings like that shit. They like that shit. They like seeing a story documentary of a motherfucker get it from nothing. Somebody that had a bunch of trials and they had to work on this and persevere and yep, that's they shit. You got fire in you got fire in these houses. Shit. All forms of creativity, but expressive creativity. You like people that could project. You like people that could, just show up and start rapping on spot. Fire in these houses. You like some form of awareness, something that could teach you in your music, or something that could could enlighten you. Movies, music with concepts to it, like may gravitate towards some high action, high passionate type of energies in films and whatnot, but something with a punch, something with excitement, What I miss? Water in these houses. Water in the firehouses, all my water risings, y'all real intuitive like a motherfucker. Y'all real sensitive to energies, pick up a lot of energies when it comes to how people express themselves. Y'all could be real reserved with the way y'all express yourselves, especially if y'all got sun and woo. Water risings and y'all got a sun and moon in water. Shit, when y'all express yourselves, motherfucker feel that shit. That's why y'all be want to come off like that. Y'all try to be real selective with how y'all express yourselves. Y'all try to be real selective with how y'all express yourselves. Because y'all know y'all words hold some weight, hold some water weight. Could pierce a little bit. But, so yeah, that 5th house, that's going to be all of that. So Capricorn risings, y'all been looking at y'all 5th house. Y'all been looking at Taurus in here, seeing what you value this season when it comes to your creative attributes, or how you should be valuing expressing yourself to others a bit more, or how you should value putting something that you're working on in the light a bit more during this season, all right? So now that we have the new moon trans in here, you're taking that new sense of practicality with how you deal with your creativity, and that's something you see yourself keeping in motion, moving on. We got Neptune hitting this house. Neptune is a really nice energy to have making contact with your 5th house, whether you got Neptune in the 5th house. Some of y'all got planets, maybe I got planets in the 5th house, and it's sextile and a trining Neptune. Y'all really creative. Y'all some real creative motherfuckers today. Not today, period. If you got like natal aspects to that 5th house and the sextile trine, all right? Or you got it in there, because Neptune, it is your imagination. Okay? Wow. It is your imagination. It is your creativity. So if it's hitting the 5th house, this is somebody that naturally takes their imagination and put that shit on stage. They naturally, people seeing they shit, like they projecting what it is that they do creatively. Their appearance is creative as a motherfucker. All right? So, that's what we're dealing with there. All right? New practical ways to deal with your creativity. New practical ways you feel like you got to express yourself to others. Maybe coming into this season, Capricorn rising, there was certain relationships you was dealing with, or some people you was connected to in your personal life, or certain people you was just around, and you felt like, when you do communicate some shit to them, they not understanding that shit, or it going over your head, or they think you don't mean that shit. This season you had to stabilize that shit. You had to make sure, like, no, I said what I said and I meant what I said. Y'all had to push out a lot of that type of energy during this season. But with the new moon trans in here, it's making you feel more comfortable understanding you had to do that. All right? Making you feel more comfortable making them type of decisions with the new moon transit in here. Now, did you do Gem rising yet? Nope. So it's my Capricorn risings. And we got motherfucking Pluto transiting that 4th house, making contact with this 5th house. So there's some things that you're seeing that you need to transform to help you connect to these creative outlets that you're developing. There's certain mindsets that you're understanding that you have to transform, all right, to help you feel more comfortable expressing yourself the way you want to express yourself to others, all right? So that's like really the major takeaways here. And you got Earth, once again, Capricorn rising. I'm a Capricorn rising. That Earth in the 1st house, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Earth is steady. The 1st house, fire houses, they about expression. So sometimes you can be too reserved in situations where you got to learn to express yourself some more. Sometimes you can over-practicalize or overthink how you should express yourself. All right, with Earth in them fire houses, Earth risings. Okay, so that's something that you got to keep in mind throughout life, period. You making sure you exercise that. Now, Sagittarius risings. Sagittarius risings. We got that Taurus in the 6th house. Okay? So when we look at Taurus in the 6th house, you know, over here, you already influenced to bring a value system to how you schedule and routine and organizing something with Taurus in the 6th house. 6th house deal with our schedule, routine, what we working on from day to day, all right? You know, our regimen, health, fitness, how we organize things, co-workers, all right? Bosses, managers, all that shit. 6th house, okay? It's the work house. And with all these energies transiting in this house, this whole season has been influencing you to get the schedule back right, to fit the things that you value and that you do love and that you do appreciate more into your schedule. Filter the things that's in your schedule that's taking up time, you know, in what you in your agenda, your day-to-day agenda that you need to filter out, because the things you really want to do ain't in your schedule. This whole season was helping you do that. All right. Now, when we have the new moon transit in this house, is a new sense of security with your schedule right now. All right? A whole new different outlook on how you're allowing yourself to deal with your schedule. Certain things at this point right now, if you haven't been exercising that as much, there's certain things right now that you feel like you wasn't doing a good job and your back is against the wall. You have to make sure you routine these things. You have to make sure you work on these things with the new moon transiting the 6th house. With Neptune making a contact right now with the 6th house, there's going to be a lot of new creative ways and optimistic outlooks that you could tap into and have access to help you not feel like you're being overwhelmed by any responsibilities right now with the new moon transit in your 6th house, making you influence you to react and respond to things in your schedule, things you got to routine, you know, people you may have to call, things you got to work on, you know, certain tasks you got at the workplace or whatnot. All them things, Neptune is coming in here and helping you not feel overwhelmed by anything. And also, you know, the sun and the moon alone is allowing you to jump into energies to see how to get clear here. All right. See how to understand how to be more efficient when it comes to your schedule in all shapes or form. When it comes to people that's taking too much time in your schedule, certain personal habits that you have that you pay attention too much or you indulge in your schedule. All right. Understanding how to make rid of that some more, place some more time and restriction on that. There was some support during Taurus season. There was some support hitting this area with Venus, all right, transiting here. So y'all may have seen some job opportunities, career opportunities. Y'all may have manifested them for yourself based off of how you started to see. A lot of y'all also with Venus and the sun transit here, with autumn energy transit in the 6th house. A lot of y'all during this Taurus season are going through some transformations right now, like going through some real transformations based off of realizing you haven't been working on the things you really love. And now you realize you got to sacrifice a little bit more time. You got to sacrifice maybe something that's helping you to stay stable. You've seen how to make that transition right now. You've seen how to make that adjustment in your schedule. So a whole lot of things that had to get swapped here. A whole lot of things that had to come out your schedule, a whole lot to help you bring certain things in right now. So this new moon is allowing you to see all the optimistic possibilities that could play out by you making them decisions or you making them adjustments that you got to make. And you got to trust the universe and that intuition and understanding that what you're doing with your routine and how you've been observing your routine this whole season, like that knowledge, that awareness has to be, you got to be able to utilize that, make something shake for career right now. Make something shake to want to start building some traction on the things you really do value and want to work on. All right. Now, and then you got Pluto aspect in this house. So there's going to be a lot of things that you see that you can transform when it comes to scheduling. There's going to be a lot of things that a lot of Pluto deal with desires, maybe some negative habits you develop that's in your schedule routine. And you really gonna feel the heat to have to work on these things, transform these things with Pluto providing a trine energy. So you're gonna identify it, but you're gonna have a more optimistic outlook on how you deal with transforming the energy. Maybe hard, but you have a more positive way of looking at how you know, damn, I've been working on this shit. It's a negative ass habit, but technically I'm working on this shit all the time. I'm valuing this shit. It's something that's always in my schedule. You know what? Like, I'm not going to allow myself to be my worst enemy. I'm going to find a more positive way to be determined to working this shit out my schedule. All right? So Pluto's helping you bring that transformation that's needed, that push, that power. Now, my my Sagittarius, that was my Sagittarius risings. Taurus in the seventh house. Okay? Taurus in the seventh house, my Scorpio risings. My Scorpio risings. All right? Now, with all these energies transiting your seventh house, this whole season was bringing a whole new awareness with how you was dealing with your relationships, how you deal with connecting to others on a one-on-one level. So you were seeing a lot about yourself during Taurus season, or how you deal with others in your relationship life or in the relationship you're in right now, and a lot of things was coming into your awareness about your partner. All right, about the person you deal with. So you were put in a position to see how much you value these people that you're connecting to see if it's worth you working on these relationships. This is one of the most major themes that y'all been dealing with. Seeing how much y'all value the people y'all connected to seeing if it's worth continuing to work on. Okay? So a lot of us have certain people that we connected to, certain relationships, certain friendships, or certain experiences where you were dating somebody, you were dealing with somebody. And, when you see yourself having the potential to connect to somebody and build something with somebody, you start to feel like you can make bigger sacrifices. You start to feel like, due to the potential of how good or great this can be, there's certain things I will allow myself to work through. All right? But then sometimes you in situations where you thought you was gonna make that sacrifice, and you realize, I don't even like this motherfucker that much to be doing all this. I don't even love this motherfucker like that to be doing all of this. All right? So that's what y'all was dealing with this season. Seeing if it was worth it. How much do you really value this pairing, this friendship, or this other party you're working with? It could even be a career endeavor, because the seventh house, we get into contracts, we get into business relationships as well. All right? So a lot of y'all may have seen certain energies that y'all was able to get more stabilized with on a more financial aspect, on how you could connect with others, or you may have learned a lot from others how to make some money and do some shit business-wise during this season as well. Because you have so much energies in your seventh house, in some type of shape or form, you was connecting to somebody, you was connecting to others was bringing information to you, or you was more of a source of information in some type of shape or form. And because you got Taurus here, it may have just been business related. Because we have Venus in Taurus, it may have just been something to support how you're gonna deal with more stableness, more security in this area. All right. Now, with the new moon transiting your seventh house, right now in the rest of the Taurus season, you've already gained some clarity on the reality of your relationships. You already gained some clarity on the reality of how you feel like you got to conduct yourself with others. You got to communicate with others. You got to relate to others. Have a real new realistic approach to these things, okay? Neptune hitting this house is going to place you in situations where you're going to have a whole new creative outlook on how you could relate your creativity to the external realm. All right? So with the new moon transiting this house, even today, you may have been picking up on the influences of new ideas on how you could take your business and connect it to the external realm. You may have thought about new ideas on somebody you can include on what you're doing creatively. Sometimes we be connected to so much other people, we realizing somebody else that we know that could be helping us with some shit. More important people in our lives that we should be valuing. A lot of y'all motherfucking Scorpio risings was realizing there are some people in your life you need to be valuing some more. You got to call that person. You got to let that person know you're working on this. You got to, you care about that person, or you want to stay connected with that person, and you got to send that text, that email, that something, let that person know, I'm still here. What's up? What you up to? You good? Yeah, I'm still down to work. A lot of y'all had to make sure y'all start getting back in contact with more important, valuable relationships. So this new moon put all that into more perspective for you. Neptune is hitting you with more energies for you to understand, gain more clarity on how to take your creativity and connect it to others. All right, how to take your business, whatever it is you're working on, and connect it to others, Scorpio risings. And when we got Pluto aspect in this house, it's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to develop any type of courage that's needed, or the outlook that's needed to make a decision with transforming your relationships if need be. All right. Now, eighth house, Libra risings. Now, with this season, you've been going through a lot of transformations, period, trying to get balance between how you really feel about things in the external realm. AKA, it may be certain things. It may be certain things that you're creatively into, Libra risings, right now. And maybe you're trying to find ways to work it in reality, but you're still dealing with reality. You're still dealing with certain things you got to do in reality. Certain relationships you got to deal with in reality. Certain responsibilities you got to deal with in reality. Or this job you're working at now, but it's like you've been getting more hands-on and more in tune with this deeper motive, with this deeper passion you have. Eighth house, everything is deeper here. The things that you creatively into, you have a sacred relationship with. These are the things that you felt like, I gotta find a way to find the balance with this shit. I need to get this into reality. That's what you was experiencing during this season. All right. Well, all these energies transiting your eighth house. Especially Venus dealing with your love language, Mercury, with how you think and communicate. You had to look at everything deeper this season. You had to look at your relationships a little bit more deeper. You had to look at certain habits that you developed through your relationships, or habits that you have in your relationships a little bit more deeper. You had to analyze if you have any, you had to step back and see if you have any pessimistic ways of thinking this season. You had to look back and see if you was in any type of states of holding yourself back from putting things in the light, from expressing certain things, from feeling like you don't have the resources to work on certain things. All these things was brought to the light for you, Libra risings, all right? All of these things was brought to the light for you. Because what is the eighth house? Everything behind the scenes, the occult, deep emotions, shared values, all right? Transformation, our deep passions, our deep motives, our deep intentions, and us seeing how we deal with them things to bring them up to higher energies. So it was a lot of transmutation going on this season for you guys. A lot of things that y'all was reflecting on from the past. A lot of motives, passions that's buried, and you feel like you had to raise them up a little bit. You feel me? You got to start putting some more light on this passion, or getting more hands-on with this passion or whatnot to implement it into reality. Okay? Now, as we move on with this new moon for you guys, this is going to be an important time for you to understand, what certain, because the eighth house is dealing with desires and habits too. This is another house that has a whole lot to do with things that we may overindulge in, we may get attached on, things that can make us feel high, ecstasy, all type of shit goes on in that eighth house. Yeah, I know it deals with sex. Yeah, I know it deals with transformation. All right. So, I want to say, like I said, this season was helping you have a real deep psychological look at yourself during this season, understanding how to rearrange your emotions to have the proper, outlook on the things that you're doing, so you don't allow things that transformed you in the past play out as a blockage or a detriment. This is a water house. It's a water house. So having all these energies transiting this eighth house, you may have not really wanted to been entertaining too much this season, because you was really to your own feelings and thoughts. It was a time where you felt like, you was probably already trying to get your own shit together. So you was wasting time gassing anybody like you really wanted to be around and do a lot, because you felt like you had internal energies to work on. You felt like you had, a lot of y'all felt like y'all got some shit that's been behind the scenes for a minute. And this season, Libra risings, y'all started feeling like, I don't want to keep this behind the scenes anymore. So with this new moon, you have a way, new, secure, practical way of feeling like how you can express or start to bring creativity to this light. Especially in your relationships, y'all gain more of a realistic way of learning how to communicate, Libra risings, when it comes to, because you got Libra in the first house, you personally relatable, but depending on your sun and moon, Libra is still air. So depending on your sun and moon, when you got Taurus in the eighth house, dealing with energies behind the scenes, or dealing with having, once again, earth in them water houses. All right, you got water houses that dealing with understanding, connecting, feeling, vibrations. You got Earth in there. Earth is all practical. Earth is all sturdy. So you got Earth there. Sometimes when it comes into situations, you got to feel it can be a little too practical. All right. This season, you had to learn to feel a little bit more when it comes to connecting with others. All right. You know, not just try to like probably strategize how you're dealing with your relationship some more. So I want to say with this new moon transit in the 8th house, when it comes to your true passions and motives, there's a whole new clarity with how you're dealing with these things, but you need to trust the more secure container you develop to put your passion in. All right. This whole season was pushing you towards being realistic. All right. Getting more practical, develop more of a strategy with how you deal with that passion or that creativity or how you express your emotion to others. All right. You know, probably a lot of vulnerable decisions you had to make during the season. But this new moon, with Neptune harmonizing with the 8th house, brings that optimism, brings that faith, brings that belief. So there's nothing that's overwhelming you, or there's nothing that you have behind the scenes, which is a creative endeavor, the thought, idea, or feeling that people are not aware of, that you feel like you can't work right now. That you feel like you can't, like there's no limitations to you feeling like I could put this in the light right now. Like it's ready to go. Y'all feel like y'all could do that right now. So that's for one. Two, Neptune be having motherfuckers daydreaming. Neptune, you know, it just be having you spacing out, trying to raise above reality. Have you think above, have you tap into the dream world more to help you understand this is what affects reality. Look here. That's what Neptune be doing. So this is what you're doing with a lot of things that you know you can that have transformed the emotions, heavy emotions you have for things that shifted the emotions a lot during this season. All these energies transiting in the 8th house. Neptune's like, you could raise that up higher. You can manipulate these energies. You can make these burdens or these transformations work for you. All right? What we doing creatively? What is your passions? Let's see how to fuel that from what you, let's see how to take your experiences and fuel that. And then you got Pluto transiting, not transiting, aspect in this house. So certain desires and bad habits, because everything, the 8th house has the potential for it. A lot of addictions, things you overdo, you do in extremes, you have no balance, moderation with. Yeah, that should be some 8th house shit a lot of the times. So all these planets transiting here, you know, not only was gaining more of awareness of your habits or your desires, now that you have motherfucking Pluto aspect in here, is opportunities to place restrictions and cut off these desires and these habits, these negative, pessimistic ways of thinking and feeling about your experiences and your shortcomings. A lot of opportunities to transform that, and you may just, and if you really leaning on a real pessimistic, negative way of thinking, you will manifest a person, place, or thing, circumstance to make you realize you're being your worst enemy right now by the way you think and feel about things, or capabilities that you feel like you can't, you know, reach because you know what you want to keep behind the scenes. So y'all got to be very conscious of that. Very conscious at Libra risings. I already like to say a lot of people don't be knowing how creative Libras are sometimes, and Libra risings, y'all experience that in your personal life, and that could come through you overdoing, being the second party, the connected party, instead of having the individual shit going on. All right. So 8th house energy this season, Taurus in the 8th house was helping you stabilize more, so to stabilize, get more realistic about the things you really are passionate about. All right, your individual deep intention about things. Now 9th house, okay, Virgo risings, 9th house. So when we look at the 9th house is dealing with experiences. All right, how we learn, house of education, knowledge, wisdom, faith, belief, foreign land, foreign culture. Traveling, expansion, religion, okay, philosophy. This is the 9th house. It's a fire house. It's dealing with expression. We know fire deals with awareness. Fire helps you to see. So all these energies transiting in this house, you may have wanted to feel like you need to experience more. You need to travel more. You need to be more connected to people, places, and things you can learn from. Probably ain't really want to be around a lot of mundane thinkers or people that, you know, them friends that you be around, they don't really be thinking out the box about shit. They just want to do shit. They just be caught up in reality a little bit. You know, you was more in a philosophical based energy this season. You was more so trying to look at the reasonings and meanings to why you're experiencing certain things right now. You're probably in way more of an expressive state of how you feel to others right now with all these energies transiting the 9th house, especially when it came to things When people try to underestimate the knowledge and wisdom that you have about certain things, or when you was trying to teach others or inform others about certain things, and you know it's some shit you probably, because Mercury was transit here, you had the sun here, so it was influencing you to express and push out, your knowledge and wisdom, your creativity, So, but, this was an area that you were trying to get stable in, more secure in. How you feel like you're utilizing your creativity. How you feel like you're utilizing wisdom in a situation that you already gained. Okay? I may be dealing with a certain relationship right now, and you dealing with a situation in this relationship that you dealt with before in a relationship, and you really sitting here like, okay, I'm not going to allow the wisdom that I already have about these type of energies to play out negative right now. I'm gonna utilize this to move a certain way. I'm gonna utilize this wisdom or that past experience in my reality right now. Okay. Y'all may have right now try to think out the box when it comes to certain things y'all want to do for career. Y'all may have really started stimulating all different type of ideas, or paying attention to a lot of other different type of ideas, when it comes to things that's going to help you bring more security overall. Because, I like to say, once again, the ninth house is the education house. But if you got Taurus in here, what you're learning a lot about, what you're going through a lot of experiences about with Taurus here, is understanding how to, when you got Earth in the fire houses, when it comes to the ninth house, you got Taurus here, you learning, experiencing how to build reality. You experiencing how to develop some security in this lifetime, how to develop some foundation in this lifetime, all right? A lot of the times you could start teaching others on how to get stable. Maybe ways that you helping other people how to make money. Taurus in this ninth house. You giving out some type of financial literacy. But it comes from you going through a lot of experiences, learning, understanding the physical realm. All right? Dissecting what others are teaching you about, how to build in the physical realm with Taurus in this ninth house. So it's almost like this season you was like, nah, this energy, this information, these experiences got to come full round. I got to continue to cultivate something out of this in reality for myself. Like, where's my personal testimonies with all the wisdom I got about the physical realm, about resources? I may be giving that. Fire in the earth, earth in the firehouses. You probably express a lot of things dealing with reality, structure, organization, career. So you probably was in a state wanting to capitalize on these energies some more during Taurus season. So with this new moon, you have a new practical outlook on how you dealing with the wisdom that you have. New practical outlook on how you dealing with your creativity, and how you gonna be able to position yourself in a position where, your shit could be appreciated more. You're showing yourself that you appreciate it more because you're investing or supporting something that you already have, a form of wisdom that you're giving to others, a service you're giving to others. You dealing with your creativity some more. You're experiencing that. And once again, the ninth house dealing with travel and experiences. So it's like Taurus here. Wherever Taurus earth signs are at in your chart, it wants to make shit real. It wants to get hands-on. It wants to touch things. It wants to, everything where earth becomes real, condensed. All right, objects, wants to manifest things in the physical. So with Taurus in the ninth house, a lot of things that could make you feel like you feel fulfilled and you're secure is your ability to travel, your ability to move around, experience new things. If you feel like you don't got the resources to do that over time, that starts building up a little tension here. So y'all probably was even more motivated to get things stabilized, to put yourself in a position to do that, or feeling like you need to set the intention to start experiencing some more in a realistic way. It's like, yeah, I go through a lot of shit. Like, I got a lot of friends that go through a lot of events, but now I really need to step out some more, travel, see some new things to help, hopefully that'll develop more of a broad way I look at how I could construct my reality, all right? So this is the new moon transit in here. Neptune aspecting this house. Neptune aspecting this house in a sextile. Just bringing a lot of creativity, bringing a whole bunch of optimism, faith, and belief. This house already dealing with faith and belief. So it's bringing Neptune, just bringing a whole extra basket of motherfucking optimism, faith, and belief towards the things that you want to experience, towards the things you feel like you could do with your wisdom. You gaining support from others, people letting y'all know that y'all do have knowledge about this. People letting y'all know to push out some energies, put something in the light. All right, people confirming for y'all certain things y'all creative in or certain things that y'all know. All right. Y'all understand y'all got to learn more though. You feel me? So, and then we got Pluto transiting this house. So there's certain things in your experiences that you may have, something that you may have. Let's say you got a friend that pushed you into experiencing a new thing, and now you realizing that this is something you got stable with. Pluto's helping you to understand if you got to transform that, if it's blocking you from experiencing new things. Sometimes it may be a certain teacher we listen to that we get stuck on, and then it's blocking what we could learn from. Sometimes it could be a certain, person, place, or thing. Person, place, or thing. Teacher just came to mind because this is the 9th house. This is dealing with education and whatnot. Let me get on the we're gonna get through these energies, and you could hop on, bro. But when we look at motherfucking the 9th house, this is what y'all gotta keep in mind. Y'all can't have no ceilings. Allow yourself to entertain any ceilings when it comes to the things y'all want to express, or when it comes to the things y'all want to experience overall, or the adventures y'all want to jump into. All right. But Pluto making aspects to this house, there will be things that y'all feel like y'all need to transform in order to create opportunities and portals for y'all to deal with experiencing new things, learning new things from others. There's gonna be things that y'all already picking up on it. Certain things y'all feel like, I want to experience, I want to trip there, I want to adventure that, but this motherfucker can't come along, or I can't keep entertaining this, that, and the third, because that's gonna block what I'm trying to get to the promised land. I'm trying to go over there. I'm trying to see something new. All right. 10th house. All right. The 10th house is dealing with our social status, career. Okay. It's the midheaven house. This is how others see us. All right. This is how others know you. This is how other people know you. This is your reputation. When I'm looking at career, I'm doing career consultations. You trying to grow a brand. You trying to get some more sales. You trying to put more things in the light for career. You trying to brand something some more. We're going to look at this house. We're going to look at this house. We're going to look at the house lord for this house. All right. So y'all want to find the sign in this house, whatever your midheaven is, whatever planet that rules your midheaven sign, find that planet. Whatever house that planet is in, this house, people already be attaching this house to your reputation a lot of times. People probably be asking you, why don't you do a lot of energies with this business-wise a lot of the time? And as soon as you start broadcasting this shit some more, as soon as you start putting in people's faces some more, opportunities start opening up, or it starts leading you towards what you could be doing for a career, to broadcast yourself, or to work on any type of brand business or form of social status that you want to rise to. So Taurus in this house, you already influenced to take your creativity, something you value, something you have, and brand it. Let people, your fashion, your how you sing, how you dress, how you dance, like that shit is already a part of your social status. You got Taurus in the 10th house. It's my motherfucking it's my Leo risings. It's my Leo risings. In some type of shape or form, Leo risings, we already see, your creativity, or we already see, in some type of shape or form, some Venus energy coming from your midheaven, from your social status. Something you feel like you could offer, something you already feel, some things that you value. That shit is in your social status. We see that shit, Leo risings. We see that. Whatever's in your 10th house, this is energies people may associate you with, describe you as, like it's your sun, moon, rising when it comes to your midheaven at times. If you went to school with somebody, you had class with somebody, but you ain't really know them, but you got them on social media or whatnot, but y'all never really talk, but y'all go to school with each other. Or you was working at this job for a couple of months, and there was somebody that worked in the department of your job, but you ain't really know them. Like, they may describe you based off some midheaven shit. But, with Taurus in his 10th house, Leo risings, y'all got to learn to take these things that y'all value, and y'all got to learn to get stable in it. That's what's going on in the 10th house for you guys, Leo risings. You have to learn to take something that y'all creatively into and get situated, fixed, and let that become something that develops, how you broadcast yourself, your business, your brand. Sometimes Leo risings, y'all could be jack of all trades too, depending on the sun, moon risings. Fire risings got to learn to get situated. Fire signs got to learn to take things that they're creatively into and make it and ground it. That's what the 10th house be showing y'all for a lot of the times. So, Taurus in the 10th house, y'all be getting support when it comes to career. Y'all be getting support here. So this season was helping y'all to realize the support you already have when it comes to career, the resources you already have, and more. A lot of y'all was really seeing how y'all could support yourself. Y'all wasn't even trying to get no outside support. Y'all realized y'all gotta use what y'all have for real when y'all trying to brand yourself, when y'all trying to do transition certain places in career. Okay. Y'all was going through a lot of situations where y'all feel like y'all should be getting more recognition for things during this season. May have been in that energy, especially wherever you work at, your career or whatnot. May have definitely felt like you deserve more recognition right now. Okay. Yeah, Taurus is Taurus. Uranus is transiting this house right now, so y'all already influenced. This chapter of your life got a whole lot to do with building authority in this house. Gaining some individuality when it comes to how you broadcast yourself. So you could be finding that right now, cultivating that. But this season, you got more connected and hands-on with what that is. You got more connected and hands-on with how you could continuously work on this, consistently work on this thing, and see what could grow out of that. So this new moon, you got to trust that process. This new moon, you got to allow, universe to, continue to show you results out of these things. And then you got Neptune harmonizing with this house. All right. You got Neptune harmonizing with the 10th house. So people are more in tune with whatever it is that you're broadcasting. That's coming out of your imagination. Something creative. People are more attentive to these things. All right. People want to, you have more of a connection to others, to how you broadcast any forms of creativity or developing creative outlooks on how you deal with, things with business. You have more optimistic outlooks on how you deal with your reputation, how you think you broadcast it to the world. Let's say you're trying to grow a brand, you go into business, you're trying to find out ways, to get other people tapped in, to get your business more so in front of people's faces and whatnot. Yeah, you developing all different type of ways to do that right now, especially throughout the course of Taurus season. But with the Neptune during this new moon season, you feel like you kind of giddy and probably excited, a little inspired to jump into this new way of posting on Instagram, or this new way of doing YouTube videos or working with TikTok now. Like I like to say the 10th and 11th house also deal with social media. 11th house the most, really. 11th house the most, really. But yeah, when we looking at that motherfucking that 10th house, a lot of new ways to get secure and stable when it comes to career and your brand. And you got to allow yourself, once again, like I want to say, to trust the process, because the 10th house is a cardinal house, so it can want to start and create things in business a lot with Taurus. But Taurus is teaching you Leo risings how to keep it stable, how to get this Leo rising. Y'all into how many creative things in your personal life. When it comes to 10th house, Taurus want to stabilize one of them things. Taurus want to grow one of them things. Okay, so you got Taurus in the 10th house, in the house that's broadcasted, the house dealing with your reputation, and you got Leo in your first house. So your personal life, you're already attracting people that's into what you're into creatively, and people see you for your natural creativity. And that's not even something that you be trying to work on or you try to push out, but people see your creativity. So it's understanding how to blend that. Understand how to take the natural creativity you have in your personal house and how your ability to enlighten others personally, make people aware about certain things, and how you situate that, how you make that a part of your business, how you make that, something that brings you a foundation in career. How do you make that something that stabilizes you more in life? All right. All of our 10th houses are teaching us that. The first house and the 10th house has a relationship. That's what they got to learn from each other. The first house is like, I'm the personality house. 10th house is like, nigga, I'm the career house. We squaring each other. How the fuck we got to work for each other? Like, you take some of that personality and build some shit up here. And the 10th house is like, that's what the 10th house is telling the first house. And the first house is like, motherfucker, work on that shit. Get some resources for that shit. Broadcast that shit so my personal life could blossom some more. Shit, you just trying to use all my personal juices, build some shit with that so I can get some more stability in my goddamn self in my personal life. Like that's how y'all gotta look at that rising sign got a life path. That rising sign got to relate. That first house got a relationship with that 4th, 7th, and 10th house. They got to learn to deal with them motherfuckers. All right? Most important houses in your zodiac, in your chart. So that's my Leo risings, man. Okay? Now, 11th house, we got my 11th house, we got my Cancer risings. Okay? We got that Taurus in the 11th house. 11th house is dealing with how we network, associate ourselves with others, associations, organizations, community. You know, the collective is the air house. Air house deals with relationships. This dealing with business relationships. All right. Technology, like I said, social media, how we connect to people we don't know. All right. So when we look at this house, you know, Taurus here, you know, your influence in this lifetime to be real realistic. How you deal with networking, connecting with others. Taurus, wherever Taurus energy is at, it could be reserved because it wants to receive and pick up on first before it pushes out. So when you deal with the outside world, you real picky, and you need to know when your friends bringing you somewhere, you need to know where you're going. Why in the air house don't play that? You gotta be. They get real practical. Got real practical about who they about to be mingling with and connecting to and whatnot. But when it comes to how your ability to network, associate yourself with others, Taurus rules Earth. You know, Taurus rules the Earth realm. You got that influence in the 11th house. You know, when you're out in the public environment, you get stimulated so much on understanding how your creativity plays a part in the collective, understanding where to market yourself at, all right? What people you can connect to, all right? You help your friends take their talents and understand how to connect it, networking, and associate it. So y'all get Cancer risings, y'all be telling y'all friends how to move. Or y'all be understanding, y'all may not, if you're a Cancer rising, especially if you don't got a lot of fire, a lot of air, you may not be the most extroverted or most social or whatnot. But for the most part, the people, you know how to get around though. You know what relationships have value. You know what relationships to value, to work on. So this season was helping y'all to get all of that in order if it was out of order. Okay, when you have Taurus in the 11th house and you got all these energy strains in the 11th house, you was paying a whole lot of attention to people that you associate yourself with, how you utilize social media, if you're utilizing it for your business or for an idea you're trying to grow right now, if you're different forms of communication, you're looking at people that you work with, people that you maybe, that you intend to work on, and seeing how much you value that opportunity. Like, I don't really want to work on that motherfucker. I'm gonna do this by myself. I'm like, no, I do value what this person brings to the table. Let me make sure I stabilize that. Both spectrums. All right. But definitely now you with the new moon here, you have with the new moon here, Nikisha. With the new moon here, you have a whole new stable and secure way of looking at how you associate yourself with others. A whole new stable and secure way of understanding how to take something that you creatively into and network it, communicate it to the unknown. New way of dealing with social media. New moon transiting 11th house, or you're being influenced to see if that's something that can help. A lot of y'all may have developed some opportunities right now with in this house, because this 11th house deals with networking, associating, and relationships and the unknown. But Taurus don't like to be here as a square. Taurus is dealing with being stable in what it values. So it's not so much about being open, connect, and network. So it has to learn how to take what it values and make it a part of the outside world. So this is what you understand in this season some more. All these new ideas, these inspiring ideas of how you could take something you creatively into and make it a part of a community, make it a part of something with others. Yeah, these are the things we've been pushed to learn how to do here. Okay? So you developed a whole new different ways of how to do that. You got Neptune aspect in this house. So you're going to have real high thoughts, real high ideas of things that you could do with others. Don't allow yourself to get too high on the idea or too gassed up about the idea. Understand how to stay practical. It could be something that you see yourself working or associating to others or working with others, and you could get so excited about the outcome, the potential of that, but you still have to be realistic with who you're dealing with. All right? Don't let that psych you up. You have to still look at things long term. And then you got Pluto aspect in this house. All right. So Cancer risings is a lot of things that a lot of people you was associating yourself with that you have the clear opportunity to detach yourself from, distance yourself from, not feel bad about that shit right now. All right. You ain't gonna get this is realistic decisions you got to make here. You got that moon in the first house. It's a really a fuck how you feel type of energy for you. You gotta make more realistic decisions on how to have boundaries with people that's associated with you. Cause you at times, the way you with Cancer in that first house, you know, personally it could be very disturbing with too much people heavy on you. Too much people too accessible to you. All right. So this helped you to get all of that back in order, get some relationships back organized and put people back in their boxes. Like put like you come in you in 11th house. We working together. You was not in the first house. You not in my personal life. You was not in my third house. You was not in my familiar life. You getting too familiar because I come off real, you know, real cool, calm, collective. You know, I look open. You get an open heart and feel for me. Yeah, I know I'm a Cancer rising, but when we talking business right now, we talking 11th house energies right now. So, you know, you can't have your heart all invested in that all the time. You got to learn how to do things realistically with others. So you want to keep that mindset going as we move, you know, as this energy, the new moon transits here, and put them restrictions and utilize them the Pluto harmonizing with this house to bring transformation with how you could start doing things differently to communicate or brand or network your shit to the external realm, to the collective. All right. Right, straight up, Antonia, straight up. Straight up. Okay? And then we got the 12th house, all right? New moon transiting the 12th house. 12th house dealing with our imagination, our dreams. This is a subconscious house, is a water house dealing with the emotions. All right, how we understand the emotions of others. But overall, the subconscious house. The energies you have in this house, you do it subconsciously. The energies you have in the house, you daydream about a lot. The energies you have in this house, you want to connect to a lot. So, Taurus in this house, you daydream about stability a lot. You daydream about how you could build some shit a lot. You know? You daydream about how you could get something, how you could take something out of that imagination and get it into reality a lot. But it's fixed though. It's fixed. So you could be real stubborn at times where you may feel like the outlook, the dream and the imagination and the way you perceive it, you could be a little stubborn, stuck to making things want to be cultivated that way. And that could bring a lot of frustration, you holding on to them practical ways. This is a water house, so Earth tries to get too realistic in these houses too much. You look at your dreams and your imagination as something you could will into reality, but sometimes it's like when you're dealing with a spiritual house, you're dealing with a house dealing with your imagination, vibes, experiences, things that you're learning. This house dealing with knowledge and wisdom and experiences too. You got to learn that you're learning reality. You're learning how to build this reality here. You know? So these people are going to have real practical ways of dealing with their creativity. But you can't try to like you gotta let universe, you can't block universe out that process, basically. You gotta allow universe to help cultivate things out of your imagination into the physical as well. So with all these energies transiting in your 12th house, this house deal with faith, belief, knowledge and wisdom, your dreams, imagination. So with the sun bringing awareness to this house, with Venus helping you to value and appreciate this house, Mercury transiting here, all of these energies had you really seeing what you're capable of when it comes to your creativity. All of these houses really had you feeling like all the things that you've been experiencing up to this point, you got to make something account for your experiences. You developed a lot of wisdom or a lot of experiences around your creativity, or there's a lot of things that you feel like could be providing you certain forms of security or a stable lifestyle, some type of shape or form, if they were implemented more out your imagination. Taurus here is going to develop Taurus here is going to daydream a lot on things it could build to structure and organize. So a lot of the times, when these things are not getting put into place, Earth in them 12 houses, it could bring subconscious frustration. I want to post a video this week on how to detect, depression, anxiety, mental illness, quote unquote, in the chart. All right. There's a lot of things. There's a couple of things I look at that bring depression, or people dealing with crazy nerves or feeling super overwhelmed. And that 12th house energy, man, when we look at our water houses, the water houses need outlets because they're connecting. Their water, if you just leave a glass water cup somewhere, you leave it there for a week, you're going to see how much it consumes, all type of particles, bacterias and shit. So with water picking up on so much in the water houses, if it ain't getting an outlet to connect and release some of that, them energies of what it's picking up on, it could be real overwhelming. So Taurus in that 12th house, if all these things on the subconscious that's dealing with growth, building this physical structure, things it wants to experience in the physical realm, the more it doesn't get hands-on with it, if you ain't got a lot of earth placements or whatnot, or, you know, certain situations it's hard for you to stay consistent with things that you want to do career-wise, that'll be real frustrating in this house. So this season is helping you to understand how to get practical, strategical about how to work on that concept, how to work on that creative endeavor, how to keep that shit in motion, all right? The easiest way for you to work smarter. And that's not the easiest thing here to do, but this is a sextile. So Taurus in this house is going to value their imagination. They're going to value it. It's just the working on it part, the getting into reality part, okay? But they're going to value it. Now, so these are the influences you was picking up during this season. A lot of your relationships, Venus was transiting this house. You were seeing the value to a lot of your relationships. You was definitely understanding if you put yourself in a position to be too open to somebody with these energies transiting the 12th house, and you had to check somebody real quick, let them know, like, all right, I like you, but don't take advantage. Y'all might have to G-check somebody, Venus transiting the 12th house. You might have had to fall back a little bit, Venus in the 12th house. You probably doing too much. Because Venus love to be in the 12th house. So once they pick up on something like a love in the 12th house, they could overdo that motherfucker. They could overdo it. All right, so maybe you had to fall back a little bit. All these energies transiting your 12th house. And Neptune is harmonizing with this house. So this is what I love for y'all moving into the new moon, because Neptune loves to make contact with this house, his home here. So when it comes into things that you believe in, when it comes into the things that you want to work into reality from your imagination, things that's always on your subconscious that you be daydreaming about, certain things you want to get stable in, all right? Different forms of business or whatnot. 12th house in Capricorn. I got Cap over here in the 12th house too. Cap over here in the 12th. When it comes to, when it comes to these things in your imagination, you want to work into reality. Neptune is over here letting you know, like, shit, that shit is possible. That shit been possible. That shit been possible. It's just confirming that. So you can manifest this through a conversation today. You might have manifested this from watching something last night or this morning on YouTube. Somebody giving you their testimony about something in their imagination. They thought they was doubting themselves in the past, and they realized y'all manifesting all type of shit, synchronicities like that in the 12th house. This is the 12th house, just to get a little, they send signals in a real synchronistic way, and real shit get all spiritual in this house. So everything that you picking up on influences is a lot of internal energies confirming to you, like, yo, I'm bugging out. Like, I just need to get focused and dialed in and fixed and learn to be consistent, Taurus, with the things in my dreams and my imagination. That was basically this whole season. Now, Pluto aspect in this house is helping you to see. Now, this is another house that deals with habits too. This is another house where you'll get attached to some shit, where you'll develop some attachments and overdo some shit here. Okay? You may be over-connected to shit in this house. You may have defense mechanisms in this house that you tap into. Okay? Because this house dealing with the imagination. So sometimes if you're having such a hard time with reality, depending on your 12th house setup, you may have manifested or attracted or gravitated towards a lot of situations that tap you out of reality, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, a drug, sex, whatever it may be, depending on your 12th house at times. Okay? So this is why I like to say it could bring a lot of mental frustration when there ain't no outlets or you're not developing no outlets or whatnot for what is it that you have in your 12th house. You got earth signs in there. You know, there's things you want to work on, aspire to build in this lifetime. You got to make sure you have them outlets. You got to make sure you're on that mission because your creativity wants to be out. It needs a release. Our 2nd, 5th, and 10th, 12th house, them houses need a release system. They need to get their creativity out. You know? So this whole season was influencing that. Pluto aspect in this house is helping you to see what type of habits, what type of desires that you, or defense mechanisms you connect to in this house to not deal with responsibilities and reality that you need to detach from. Straight up, that's all Pluto doing right now. It's helping you, give you the ideas and the feelings to let you understand, like, yes, your dreams are very capable of, but this 12th house energy that you're overdoing right now, you must place some moderation on that. Or you got to transform this over. This shit been expired. Pluto's about to be letting a lot of us right now. The fact that it's making contact with this new moon, today and tomorrow, we're going to be feeling, it's going to be more things brought to the light, or we're going to feel some more that got to get transformed right now. You thought you knew during the weekend, but it's going to be probably an extra 1-2 things during this new moon. All right, y'all. So it's 3:33. All right. And I'm out of here. That's my Taurus in the 12th house. All right, guys. Yesterday I did all the signs that's posted on YouTube. I'm gonna get this up on the tube, and I might come on later for a Q&A or whatnot. All right, hopefully just answer some questions and vibe with y'all for a little bit. But I hope y'all enjoy y'all new moon. You just literally jumped into that energy a half an hour ago. All right, 33 minutes ago. All right, it hit at 3 p.m. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.